We are sure these experiences will stay with them for a long time. Today, we gather to mark the valedictory of this journey. Every auspicious beginning is marked by seeking divine blessings. Let us begin on a spiritual note. I now invite Kumari Prajakta Kundu for the invitation.
वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहे जी पीड़ पराई जाने दे पग दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन दीवान न माने दे वैष्णव जन तो जननी तेरी वैष्णव जन तो
The beautiful innovation, it has surely set a calm and positive tone for the program. I now request Dr. Ashraf DS to propose the welcome remarks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, parents, and my dear students. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. It is my privilege to welcome you to the valedictory function of OCSE Mathematics Camp organized by the Indian Association of Physics Teachers in association with India Valedictory Sangha. Over the past 10 days, the camp has been a wonderful journey of exploration, curiosity, and deep engagement with mathematics. Today, we gathered to celebrate the enriching experience. We are deeply honored by the presence of our esteemed dignitaries. It is our pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Manjunath, Professor in Department of Mathematics at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, a distinguished academician and researcher. He has made significant contributions to mathematics and continues to inspire young minds through his teaching, research, and academic mentorship. We are deeply honored to welcome our chief guest, Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, founder director of Prayoga, a visionary educationist and a pioneer of experiential learning in India. Dr. Nagaraja has been instrumental in transforming the way science is taught and learned. His innovative work at Prayoga has reached thousands of students and teachers across the country. It is a matter of great pride that his contributions to the education were recently acknowledged in the Man Ki Baat addressed by Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, highlighting the we are equally privileged. Welcome to you, sir. We are equally privileged to have Dr. P. Nagaraju, retired professor of Vijaya College, Bengaluru, and a former vice president of South Indian Association of Physics Teachers. With decades of rich experience, he has nurtured generations of students and has been guiding force in strengthening physics education. His wisdom, clarity, and dedication continue to inspire both students and teachers alike. He is on the way, so he will join us very soon. So, welcome to him in his absence here. Uh, it is a great honor to welcome Professor Aluwalia, President of Indian Association of Physics Teachers. Under his able leadership, IAPT continues to play a vital role in promoting excellence in science education and in nurturing young talent through a prestigious national programs such as Olympiads and other examinations. So, welcome to him. We extend a warm welcome to Professor Rekha Gorpade, General Secretary of IAPT. Our dynamic leadership and tireless efforts have been central to the successful organization of numerous academic initiatives, outreach programs, and national level camps that benefit students and educators across India. Welcome to you, ma'am. We are also privileged to have Professor B.P. Tyagi, Chief Coordinator of Examination IAPT, with us today. He has played a crucial role in maintaining the academic rigor and integrity of national level examinations, ensuring that talented students are identified and encouraged at every stage. We also have a lot of senior members of IPT who are going to shortly, come to this program. So, welcome to all of them in their absence here. We once again extend our heartfelt welcome to all esteemed dignitaries. Your presence adds immense value and inspiration to this on this occasion, and we are truly grateful to your time and encouragement. So, of course, I welcome all the parents, proud parents of all these children, and of course, all the children. Without you, this entire program itself would have actually not taken. So, welcome to you all once again, and thank you all.
Thank you, sir. For the past 10 days, students have been actively engaged in a variety of sessions, discussions, and activities. They explored new concepts, worked on different approaches to problem solving, and participated in interactive and group learning experiences. The camp encouraged them to think deeply, ask questions, and actively take part in the learning process. Overall, it has been a very meaningful and enriching journey for all the participants. To present a detailed report of this camp, I now invite Dr. Srivatsa over to you.
I have a small PPT that will be played and then we can see the roller coaster ride that you have gone through. So we just we put it on presentation mode. What is that? Someone.
This is a PDF.
Yeah. Fine. So yeah, this is a quick, brief kind of report on the camp, what all has been done and how you have participated. So we have captured some moments of how deeply you are engrossed, engaged in this particular program. So the next slide. Yeah. So this is the roller coaster ride that I was mentioning about. So you've gone uphill, downhill, and many different things. So I hope you can read the text there. It's probably some small font. So the first day, Manan Ghosh, then Pradeep, then Tirupati Gudi, then Rachalasa, Shastriji, Shirago, Sarah. Now we already have Manjuna with us, Dr. Manjuna, and then myself there as a curator of this whole program to Triangle. But though I am called the curator, I had immense support from both Dr. Nagendra and Chita so that this whole thing can be put together. So the next slide is when I want to take briefly through each of their profiles for the entire program, what kind of faculty members were there here. So we have Mainam Ghosh from the Department of Maths ILC. He's an inspired faculty fellow at ILC. He's been at ISI as a postdoctoral fellow, and he was immensely kind of pertinent for this program because he has participated in the International Mathematics Olympiads as a leader. So he understands the nitty-gritty details of how Olympiads are conducted, and it was very useful for him to be part of this team. So we got to learn a lot from him. Apart from what you learned, we also learned a lot. So he has his PhD from TFR and VMAT at ISI. So it means like he did this integrated PhD program. So some of us might be considering integrated PhD programs eventually. So the second day, we had Professor Pradeep, is at the Department of Computer Science at Chennai Basaveshwara Institute of Technology, Gubi, not too far from here, but his credibility comes from being at IIC Bangalore and TFR Bombay as faculty, and PhD from IIT Bombay, and was also done his master's and integrated master's program at IIT Kanpur. So, and he's also participated in the KVPY program that has been now become defunct. But otherwise, he has been in the selection, setting the papers, and every other thing. So he understands the pulse of your requirements. So that's how it was being there. And the next is another professor from the IIC Department of Mathematics. He's recently elected as a fellow of the Indian Academy of Sciences, professor at IIC Bangalore, and he's been a postdoc at Louisiana. Prior to which he got his PhD from IIT Bombay, and he also did his integrated master's program from IIT Kanpur. Next, I think he's immortalized already among the many students as BJB, Venkatachala, and he has been there for 3 decades now or more in the Olympiad selection, and if you notice, he's been in the problem selection and evaluation of the IMOs, International Maths Olympiads, and he has curated a lot of questions, and I think I'm sure you have seen all his books, and you had the real understanding of how he actually comes up with these questions during the sessions. And he's been a professor at HBCSE Bombay, then IISc Bangalore. Going on to next, Shastri, he's a maths communicator, and he's an origami specialist, kirigami specialist, and we've had the experience of how he went through mathematics via origami, and even proofs of mathematics can be obtained. And in fact, for those who are very deeply concerned about axiomatic approach to mathematics, you can, from the Euclid's 5 axioms, you can drop one of the axioms in origami. And that's very, very interesting and powerful thing for you to understand further. And the next, Sri Raghavan, I think you all had the idea of what kind of stars are there in the sky, the planets and other things, the night sky observation. And he's the founder director at NEAR, Nurturing Equity Education, Awareness and Research. And also he was the founder director and Nambarnagar. He was my colleague earlier. Nambarnagar. Then Kaushal Verma, Professor Dean of Mathematical and Physical Sciences from IISc Bangalore. Again, the respectability of this entire camp has been thanks to the kind of people we have been able to invite and have them here. Shanti Swarup Bhattanagar awardee, Swarna Jayanti awardee, and he's also from has his PhD from Indiana University, and again an integrated PhD program you'll see here. So he has his engineering physics, BTech in engineering physics from IIT Bombay, and then went on to do PhD here in India. So the next is the just previous sessions that you have gone through. Dr. Sarah, she is also at Department of Mathematics at the Talent Development Center in Chalkere campus of IIS. She has her PhD in Maths from National Institute of Technology, Surat, and Master of Science in Mathematics. And the next one is our chief guest here, Professor Manjunath. Is as we introduced, this is Professor from Department of Mathematics, IIC, and again, as I already mentioned, is from one of the top schools in the world where he got his PhD, University of California at Berkeley, and then Master of BStat and MStat from ISI Kolkata. And he's also, interestingly, the alumni of Vidya Sangha, which is conducting this camp. So, so with this kind of brief profile of all these people, so we'll quickly look at without boring the parents who are here, not getting into mathematics. I've just listed the topics that we have covered. So these are all the standard topics from Olympiad training programs you have attended. So we covered algebra, combinatorics, number theory, geometry, calculus. So we also introduced for the first time, I think, calculus at this level. But we realized you have already got some hands-on with calculus. And there's a gap there. So what is the probability that it will be filled? Is a question you can answer now after the session. So that was the probability session. And then you've seen proofs in mathematics with different methods and mathematical modeling through Dr. Verma's sessions. Even today, if we had little more time, we would have seen wonderful engineering, all the STEM in it. What is the technology developed, engineering that is required, the math and the science that goes into getting into the electrical networks that we were planning to discuss as Dr. Manjunath mentioned. Then, of course, origami and night sky observations. So, quick, relaxing techniques for you probably. And then that's the kind of 10-day program that you have gone through. Now, let's see those things in quick succession, the moments that were captured through the digital world of the cameras. So there is a picture from the inauguration. And then this is the parting pictures with Professor Maina. Some pictures are missing, some you may want to see. This is from the Echo Walk. The Professor Pradeep is briefing what we should do, how we should listen to the birds and various things. And then he's told a lot of stories about this termite mound and then how the entire thing, the complete city, which is there 12 feet below the ground, and all the stories that we heard from here. And then the picture with Big Brother Visa, and then Professor Shastri. This is interestingly a picture in the night, but look at the digital, the changes that have made automatically with all the other tools that we have. So it looks like as if we put this picture in the morning. So thanks to all the camera utilities. So this is where it's and then session with students. The first day. And some of the pictures which follow are all the ones where you were deeply engrossed in the assessment yesterday. and doing some teamwork. So you're too much individualized, right? In all exams, you are individualistic, trying to compete with each other. So we want to see how can you collaborate with each other. So I think we did wonderfully well in this collaborative work, supporting each other, especially Satya, who had to catch up a lot because of his still to it's being introduced to many different topics. And then this was thanks to Vidya Sangha, where we had planting of samplings of certain trees for children. So when you come back to May, these lectures happen again for your juniors. You should eat the fruits of these trees, maybe. So those are a few moments. Thank you very much. Parting words from me. Let the learning continue unabated. Thank you very much.
Data and insight report, beautifully summarizing the journey and achievements of this camp. The true impact of
So, they will see the species next.
we have Dr. P. Nagaraju, who is joining us. Welcome you, sir. The true impact of any educational initiative is reflected in the experiences of its students. Their voices carry the authenticity of learning and growth. Let us now hear directly from the participants. I invite Anirban Goswami to share his experience.
Good afternoon to everybody present here. I would like to welcome our chief guests, dear coordinators, respected teachers, and everybody who is present here, along with our students who might spend a really nice time in these 10 days, really absorbing the concepts and the essence of mathematics that is opened up in these 10 days by the teachers, which is not much like the classroom environment that you usually get. Really learned that mathematics is not about problem solving. It is about the fact that you have to understand the situation that is given to you. Mathematics is a tool, it is a language for understanding the situation that you have in front of you. It is not for just getting a problem to be solved. The teachers that we had are really prolific teachers in their backgrounds with really deep experience in the fields. Of course, like it's like my Pinchala sir, Vasu Varma, and even new teachers like Anak sir, were really rigorous and really nice in their method of teaching, in their way to convey themselves, in their way for us to understand what they want to convey to us and how we shall absorb the material, and not only the material, but the methodology they want to give us to perform and understand mathematics at a deeper level than we generally focus on. Overall, I would also like to thank IAPT and this Valedictory for giving us this great opportunity for a very integrated and concept deepening, conceptually strengthening program, which helped us really understand the It's help us really understand the goal of which we are sent here for. We are not here just for the as a selected participant. We are here as a student of mathematics. I really love to assist mathematics camp upon being selected after the SEHSS exam. I would really appreciate that the OCSE mathematics camp and the other OCSE camps along with the SEHSS continues forward, just like it did with our first.
I invite Aravind Chatterjee to share his.
Good afternoon, respected teachers and elders and all my dear friends. Welcome on today's class. So today marks the termination of the 10-day SHS camp that happened. So what better way to express the finish to such a journey without sharing experiences? These 10 days might have been one of the most invigorating times of my life, and I got to know mathematics from a different perspective and the new ideas. This is highly different from what we learn in the school curriculum, starting from predictions way of teaching combinatorics to various transistors integrating maths with origami. I experienced a different way of ideas of learning mathematics. So apart from learning, the overall experience of being right. So apart from learning, I want to thank the coordinating team for also helping us along possible ways in staying, the food, and all other facility. So I'd like to thank the coordinators, Sudha sir, Raghunandan sir, Srivastava sir, Raghunan, and Yuvraj sir also. So I want to express my regards to IAPT and Adhyapaka for giving us the opportunity to express our talents and participate in such a camp and learn more and uh, get a new way of understanding mathematics. So, thank you everyone, thank you sir, thank you students, and I'm looking forward to getting experience such a joyful and useful and productive time. Thank you.
Nice to hear your takeaways. Next, I invite Aheri Roy to share her experience.
Good afternoon to everyone present here, all the respectful teachers, hosts, my parents, and my students. Myself, today I will share what's about my experience in this OCSE mathematics camp. This entire camp was a very exciting and memorable experience. We got the chance to learn many mathematical ideas, but in a very fun way. Instead of just solving problems from a random book, we participated in games to solve puzzles with our student improvement. One of the best part of this entire camp was working with other students who are also in our departments. We discussed numerous approaches for single problem, and the most important was we learned from teachers. The teachers also explained concepts in very interesting ways, which made the difficult concepts understandable. This camp helped me to quite with studying skills. Teachers told me that mathematics is not just numbers, equations, or diagrams, but also about relativity and realism. To conclude, I'd like to say that it's mathematics camp because of wonderful experience and it's really appreciate all the partners that you can give. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite S. Prasanna Sundar to share his experience.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries, parents, and my friends present over here. First of all, I would like to thank IAPT for conducting the SEHSS Olympiad and further this OCSE camp, which gave me the opportunity to explore the world of mathematics with great productive teachers whom I can't imagine to study with. It was an immense pleasure to stay under same group as them. And my special thanks to Ravindra sir, Achyuta sir for coordinating the camp, Steve Vatsa sir, the creator of the program, and Ananda ma'am for keeping us engaged and supporting growth camp. The camp improved my problem solving skills within a very short time frame. I assured IAPT that the camp produced a better version of me and my friends. And my sincere thanks to Vidya Varadakasam for providing great facilities for us comfortable stay and study. PBS provide a great ecosystem for us to study and enjoy as well. We have a very great ecosystem outside which we enjoy during the ECO. I would like to thank Professor Pradeep sir and the coordinators for arranging the ECO, and special thanks to Sri Raghavan sir for the night staff. It was the first time I used a telescope and all of us enjoyed observing the stars and exploring the night sky. The classes are highlighted by my friend, they are non-routine mathematics, which are not usually taught in our schools. They help us in the future to crack Olympiads, and it provides a new way to approach the problems and think in a very innovative and a different way. So it's more about the approaches we learn apart from the final answer. And the camp not only focused on these main chapters like polynomials, algebra, but also on other topics like maths from organic, mathematical modeling, and the class of question and muscle which integrate physics requirements. And finally, I would like to thank coordinators and IAPT for making this camp a very memorable experience. It helped me establish a great network with very young, bright minds of India that are my beloved friends. Thank you for all, and I would like to conclude this with a key takeaway from the camp. It's not about the solution or the finance. It's the approach, ideas, and the problem solving skills to tackle the problem. Thank you.
Clearly reflected your engagement in camp. Leadership provides direction, inspiration, and vision. Words from a leader often guide us to think deeper and aim higher. So I now invite Professor Anuvalya, President IAPT, for the presidential remarks.
So thank you very much. I'm very glad to be part of this very interesting program which has emerged, which was curated by our team from IAPT. I am glad that today we have with us one of the leading personalities in the country. I was very glad to hear about Prayoga when our Prime Minister was addressing the last Man Ki Baat. Sir, welcome, Professor Nagaraj. And I am glad to say that Sir is one of the senior members of Indian Association of Physics Teachers. And I think it is our proud privilege today to have him here in this particular program and share his experiences and knowledge with the young, budding mathematicians who are today gathered in this OCSE mathematics camp. I was very keen earlier, whenever I have been visiting, I have been always thinking of visiting Prayoga and see what kind of things are going on there, and think of bringing some energy from there to IAPT also, because we always require that sort of encouragement, because to run IAPT, we require everybody's collaboration. I'm glad that we have with us today our very senior member from Bengaluru, Regional Council, and also the member of our executive, central executive, Professor Nagaraju. And his presence really adds a lot of charm to this particular program. I was very glad to see our two very respected members joining online, Professor B.P. Tyagi, who is the Chief Coordinator of Examinations, and Professor Viresh Thakkar from Jaipur. I would like to tell that there is a parallel camp going on in Jaipur of this OCSE physics program. I was there personally also, and I was overjoyed to see the kind of enthusiasm which were there among the participants as well. There are two other camps which are going on, and those are being handled very, very nicely on chemistry and biology. As far as this camp is concerned, I am glad that our Central IAPT General Secretary, Professor Rekha Ghorpade, is also there with us. She is the woman power behind IAPT itself. I would like to add that. And whenever we think of doing anything, we get a lot of ideas from her how to move further and how to really get things done. Our collaboration with Vidyavardhak Sangh is exemplary, I would say. And the two key persons for that collaboration are Professor Achyuta and Professor Raghavendra. I am glad to tell you that their dedication for this kind of a cause is just great. Professor Achyuta and Raghavendra and Ma'am Rekha are also responsible for training the team for Indian Junior Science Olympiad itself. So this is a very interesting culmination of all the sciences together here, not just physics, but goes beyond that also. And from my core of heart, I would like to really say only one word, that I salute them for the kind of dedication which they show for reaching out to the community and to young minds. I think that is very important, particularly for STEM education. We have to really reach out to young students to opt for sciences. For this, Professor Tyagi also did another interesting thing, that all those students who pass this examination among the top students, they were given an option to choose which subject they want to opt for. And I think students has their own fascination for different subjects. I was talking to young students in Jaipur. They had their own reasons for joining the camp. And they were not just, thinking of going for some competitive examinations. They were saying that we want to really enjoy. And the way the young participants of this camp have shared their thoughts, I think the kind of agenda which we had kept for this program has been beautifully met. IAPT is very keen to shake hand with all like-minded people. And I think the presence of Professor Nagaraj from Prayoga is another milestone which we are actually touching today. And I have been following Prayoga's website, and the kind of experiential learning programs they have generated are just mind-boggling. And they don't just get happy with conducting a program. They really dig out a lot of lessons out of those programs and publish papers also. So it is truly in the spirit of subject education research. And that speaks a lot about the vision and mission of Professor Nagaraj for this kind of an activity which needs to be replicated throughout the country. Sir, we will be very glad from IAPT to shake hand with you and do whatever possibly we can do in our regional councils throughout the country. And I think it is a win-win game for the country, for us, for the students who want to really go ahead in sciences. I'll not take much time. I want to hear you, sir, and I want to really get inspired by your thoughts. I see the chief guest also from for this particular program. I just could not get his name actually, sitting on the dais. So, sir, welcome, and hope we will have great honor here with your presence. Thank you very much. Please keep enjoying mathematics. Mathematics is a fun game, and you must have seen that also in this camp. When I heard that origami has been used to do certain wonderful mathematics here of Ramanujan, that was just great. When they were talking about combinatorial principles, I think that's again another fun game which happens and which is at the heart of very many things which are happening today in the frontiers of science itself. Thank you very much, Achyuta and Raghavendra. Please convey from my side my gratitude to Vidyavardhak Sangh also for giving us this wonderful place to conduct this camp. It was like, providing a Shanti Niketan for the young minds. Thank you very much.
Behind every successful organization lies a strong foundation of dedication and coordination. The role of a general secretary is pivotal in bringing vision into action. So I now invite Professor Rekha Godfrey, General Secretary IAPT, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Anagha. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, Founder Director of Prayoga, my own colleague, senior colleague, Professor Dr. P. Nagaraju, former Vice President of South Zone. We have online our President, respected Dr. P.K. Aluwalia, and Dr. B.P. Tyagi, Chief Coordinator of Examination, and Dr. Viresh Thakkar, Coordinator of this program, SEHSS, IAPT. Dr. Raghavendra, who is a coordinator of this mathematics camp, OCSE, and Dr. Achyuta, the coordinator of JSO program. I'm really happy to join this program, which is similar to something like a OCSE program, Orientation Cum Selection Camp. And I'm sure the students who have got selected for this particular camp, they must be happy because they have missed the bus due to the guidelines to join the JSO camp. This was a dream come true for even Professor Tyagi and for IPT because we were getting several queries from the parents and students who do not fit into the criteria of age or sometimes the criteria of the grade standards. They used to miss, they cannot appear for the junior science examination and neither nor the senior Olympiad programs, but they were very keen on joining some kind of a standardization examination. And this was an opportunity for them. And I'm sure they must be really happy to enjoy this kind of a camp here. We also welcome here the eminent resource people from all across the country and the very eminent institutions like IISc, IASc, TIFR, HBCSC, and other institutions. The students here, I'm sure they must have had a very great time in this particular program because it's not just learning science in a very methodical way or conventional way, but they must have found some other enjoyable methods to enjoy the studies and learning process also. Mathematics is the father of all sciences, and I'm sure this is going to be a very great foundation for these students to do their basic sciences like physics, chemistry, and biology further. I look forward to see all of you in the senior Olympiad camps because you will be now eligible to appear for the senior Olympiad examinations in forthcoming year. And therefore, we wish to look forward to see you all there and also enjoy those OCC camps in Olympiads. Professor Aluwalia was mentioning about some collaboration, shaking hands with institutions like Prayoga. I would like to place on record that though it is not a formal document signing of the collaborations, but we always, I mean, we already have started collaborating because we have lot many resource persons from Prayoga who are contributing very actively to the Junior Science Olympiad programs. And therefore, this particular collaboration, this the association with Prayoga has helped us in moving forward in the proper directions. So I thank Dr. H.S. Nagaraja for giving us this kind of a helping hand for conducting the JSO program in the Bangalore. Professor Manjunatha is there, who is also a guest of honor today for today. I welcome you, sir, and I'm really happy to have you in this program because you have a wider experience and you already also have an experience of leading the mathematics team at international level, and this kind of experience must have helped enriching our students and preparing them further for the senior Olympiad programs also. So thank you so much. Finally, I thank all the meritorious students. I appreciate their active participation in the camp, and I wish them the great success in further studies, because this is the step where they will be stepping out of their high schools and entering into the higher secondary schools. And this camp definitely must have helped them in preparing the foundations. So congratulations and thank you all the students. Finally, let me thank and congratulate the proud parents of these meritorious students, because the parents have really motivated them. They are here to participate in the camp, and they continue to motivate their children in further camps also. So I am extremely happy, and they trust that they have shown, because the camp was a residential camp. The students were the minor students, just in the final year of their high schools, and sending the children away from the homes and staying with someone. I think this is something that the parents have shown that trust on the organizers. So we must thank the parents also. And a big thank you to, of course, the two pillars, Dr. Raghavendra and Dr. Achyuta, for conducting and making this camp a great success. Thank you, everyone. We are really keen on listening to Dr. H.S. Nagaraja as a chief guest here, and his motivational words. Thank you, everyone.
Coordination is the backbone of many large academic initiatives. It ensures that ideas are transformed into meaningful experiences. We now have the privilege of hearing from a key person behind this initiative. I request Dr. B.P. Tyagi, Chief Coordinator of Examinations, IAPT, to share his thoughts.
Good afternoon to everyone there on the camp and everyone who is connected online. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and conducting this camp, marvelous camp at Vidyavardhaka Sangh, Bangalore. Respected Professor Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, Founder Director Prayoga, the chief guest for today's function. IAPT President Professor P.K. Ahluwalia, General Secretary Rekhaji, Professor P. Nagaraju, Dr. Manjunath, and Coordinator SEHSS, dear Dr. Viresh Thakkar, all the distinguished resource persons, esteemed guests, parents of the students, and finally, the dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to be present here online today at the closing ceremony of Orientation Camp for Science Excellence 2026 in Mathematics for journal toppers of SEHSS 2025. I congratulate each one of you for having completed this remarkable task, which is a good achievement. Over the past 10 years, from April 2 to 11, 26, you, the 18 students from different part of the country, have had the privilege of attending the mathematics camp here at Vidyavardhaka Sangh Saptarshi Radhama in Bangalore, while your peers have been engaged in physics, chemistry, and biology camps at other centers. During this period, you have been guided by eminent resource persons, including distinguished professors from IISc Bangalore, who have shared valuable insights of deep mathematics concepts with you. What you must have gained here is not just knowledge, but a way of thinking, logically, analytically, leading to creativity. I express my gratitude to all the mentors. My sincere thanks to each and everyone who have contributed directly or indirectly for making this camp a success. Especially, I wish to thank to all authorities at Vidyavardhaka Sangh. Their help has been a great for success of this camp, and their collaboration with IAPT is marvelous. Dear students, this camp is not merely about learning formulas or solving problems. It is about developing a scientific temper, nurturing curiosity, and building the confidence to explore the unknown. The exposure you have had here will extremely shape your academic journey and future contributions to mathematics. I encourage all of you to continue this spirit of inquiry and excellence. Remember, you are among the brightest young minds of the nation, and the responsibility to innovate and contribute to the society rests on your shoulders. Once again, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the resource persons, organizers, and institutions involved in making this camp a grand success. Dr. Srivatsa, Professor Achyuta, Dr. Raghavendra are some specific to name. On this auspicious occasion, I bless each one of you with a bright future. May you achieve great heights in your life and bring pride to the nation. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you, please. Thank you very much.
Recognition plays a vital role in motivating learners. It not only acknowledges effort but also inspires continued excellence. This is a moment of pride for all the participants. With this spirit, we now move on to honor our students with certificates and medals. I request the dignitaries on the stage to distribute the certificates and present the medals. Aheri Roy, Nirvan Goswami, Anmol Vishwakarma, Arohan Chatterjee, Daksh Garg,
So we will still out, please put it to that. Let us go. Please stay outside. All the best. She was born there. We are used to our age.
Devadri Banik, Mishra, Srikanth Singh,
All the best.
Gaurav Gondal,
Okay, all the best.
On this side.
Kanishka, Kisle Gunjan,
All the best.
Krishna White, Prajakta Kundu, Prasanna Sundare. Satya Sriram.
He is in scratch, eighth grade. He is in eighth grade now. 10th grade now.
Sriyam Seth. Ved Prakash. The medals weren't presented for some of the students, so I'll call them up once again. Aheri.
Pictures could be taken. Please, picture which you want to reserve.
Please put your medals so that we can take a photo later. It is presented to you.
Keep wearing them, we'll have a photo. You. That's it.
Another one to I want to like.
Who are they? There's three people to picture. Or you know, let the medal to be on your.
We have already.
We love to see you with our minds.
Anmol. Arvind Chatterjee. We request the students to please wear a mask. Yes.
How that we can go ahead. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, one photo. In blue for it behind there. Oh, we are behind. Behind. Oh, see, listen. Teachers office is fine. Oh, my.
Satya and Satya is not visible.
So their medals must be visible.
in the photographs.
Yes.
स्पीच आएगी उनकी स्पीच आएगी ना
हाँ आएगी ना, अभी बोलेंगे.
Thank you to our dignitaries for the honors. Congratulations to all the participants and the proud parents. Chief guest brings with them a wealth of experience and perspective. Their words often leave a lasting impact and guide us towards new direction. We are privileged to have such inspiring personalities among us. I now request Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, Founder Director Prayoga, Bengaluru, to deliver the chief guest address.
Good morning, all of you.
काफी दूर चाहिए.
नहीं ये है ना पीछे उसमें है ये है इसमें पीछे
All the dignitaries here, Raghavendra, Chutta, Shivasa, Manishwata, parents and my students. When Professor Aluvalia and Rekha Gurpati has started talking particularly about Prayoga, the kind of work that's happening, I have also become an lecturer. Of course, overwhelmed. It's very difficult to do something, it's a fact, in this world. But at the same time, when expectations are there around an organization or an individual, the individual finds it very difficult because we don't know what it is. Yes. Do we really serve the people as it should be simple, bigger task? Anyway, today is one of my most joyous days. In fact, the only qualification probably not at Prayoga and other things is that I am in this field of teaching for 60 years. Postulated at that. As we get old, we also tend to become hardwired and can't change. But nature teaches one thing. Anything that is not flexible, anything that does not change with time will become a fossil. Therefore, I want to start with the idea that change is the only permanent thing. And we see that change much more in our younger children than our generation. Our generation was in a system of education which was predominantly rote memory driven. Not that our ancestors or our teachers were not having that mission. But the whole ecosystem is started in the industrial revolution, which later we may call as model of producing people who are simply making essential things to a world where repetitive things, routine things play no more importance. Mathematics is actually the language of nature. That's the most fundamental language. Other spoken languages and other communication languages have evolved as a consequence of human journey. This magnificent nature, which we don't have even the energy and understanding to appreciate, is nothing but a mathematical design. We were taught mathematics
by way of arithmetic, algebra, geometry. Where did they all come from? They have all evolved out of the nature's design. Man keeps looking at it and tries to understand it, and then he gives it a name. We are given a name. This right you have an equation or an expression with a number of variables, call it algebra. You saw some angles, some shapes, what is geometry. We thought of using our so-called algebra, geometry, trigonometry, whatever it is, to understand the bit of that. As we rise higher and higher, we thought it is not simply to solve some simple things that are observed around us, but we are more in the uncharted world. I remember a statement by probably Keats. Melodies heard are sweet, sweeter are the melodies unheard. What mathematics has done so far, by way of our learning, training, and so on, is to find explanations to things that are already there. But with the advent of AI, which is an epoch-making kind of scenario in the human journey, we come across situations where routine things are done by machines. Patterns already existed. We started recognizing patterns. We started probably mathematics by counting how many sheep are there, how many animals were there. That's how it has all started. But it is no more than mathematics. Mathematics is more an language to think. Mathematics is not just a tool. It's a fundamental language of the human mind. And therefore, I'm so glad that you people have loved mathematics so much that you're all here away from your parents. I have been part of a similar camp for 2 months. Children right from Ladakh, small girls from Ladakh are here, away from their parents for the passion of science. I think you are all very, very special. Very special. To talk frankly, as a student, I was afraid of mathematics. Of course, no physics teacher can say, I don't know mathematics. He or she should know the mathematics, but what is more functional mathematics? How to, if you have 50 problems in an exercise and calculator, if I can solve 48, 49, I am a good fellow. That's how it ended. But today, to solve futuristic problems, or problems of existence of life on this planet, to interplanetary journey and so on, which we are seeing. Already you see the journey in space, going to moon, returning. These are the kinds of things that we see in the future. So mathematics does not remain answering problems in calculus, algebra, and so on. Mathematics is the way to think like how to do this, or what are those new things. See, how do thoughts are right? Thoughts are not simply something that come from thin air. Thoughts evolve in the human process of thinking. And in that thinking, the tool is mathematics, the language is mathematics. In fact, you are so lucky that you are being taught by people like Professor Manana, Pankatala, and several others whose names I won't want to recall and not list. I also have one other feeling. Your generation is far more better, far more capable of doing things than we did in your family. I am not delicate to that sense of inferiority. The ecosystem is right. Today, biologically, we all understand biological evolution happens over a very long period, very slow changes. But techno-social and cultural ecosystems can impact very fast. The kind of technologies that we have been able to see today can enable much better thinking, much deeper thoughts, and much more what was once called a fiction is a reality. Before we are completing this talk, a lot of technology would have changed and you would have been impacted. That is the world we are living in. Probably, if you look at 100 years, The midpoint in terms of changes may not be 50, it may be 90 years, 95 years. That is shrinking. And I would like to not take too much time, 5 minutes, but I have to tell a small anecdotal evidence to show that you are on the right path. Don't think of careers as engineering, careers as doctor, careers as scientist. Don't think that. How can you compete with your own self? Not comparing. See, these competitive exams have become sort of rat race and competitions where you are not yourself. You can't remain yourself. That's the unfortunate. But you should remain yourself. You are all born different. You have to live your lives. Parents have a very sacred responsibility of not trying to see you in their attire, not their thoughts. Your job is therefore to be very passionate about what you want to do. As already stated, some of you here may not be thinking of mathematics as the only career. You could be anything. You could work in cryptography, you could be working on mathematical modeling, you could be doing as a protein folding, or you can do anything using mathematics. There is a famous experiment which happened a few decades ago called the marshmallow experiment. I don't know if some of you know that. This was an experiment where some nursery kids were all given a sweet, maybe a marshmallow is the name. It's an edible, enjoyable sweet for the kids. They were all nursery kids, they were all put in a room. A number of these items were brought, and each child got a marshmallow. Children at the age of 4, 5, nursery kids, 3, 4, 5, imagine. Can they withstand the temptation of waiting for the sweet on the table? They have to immediately grab it home. But the children were told, the person who was conducting the experiment said, children, please don't eat, wait. Those who wait will get one more marshmallow, I'll go and bring. But if you children could withstand the temptation, they all given, still hoping, they can try and get one more, or people will be kind and they'll keep one more marshmallow. But some children folded their hands, waited for quite some time, and gave 2-10 minutes. And the person was conducting the experiment came back and gave one more marshmallow. And these children were tracked. Whosoever waited patiently and were passionate about getting the next one have done extraordinarily well in life. They have done exceptionally well in the academics. Their careers was much better. This goes to prove that passion and perseverance are the ones which pay in the long run. Very recently, I did a small loan 2 days back on somebody trying to test whether this experiment is good. That person, probably from MIT, I am right, conducted a lot of experiments to see what are the attributes of these people who have been very, very successful as researchers, scientists, engineers, and so on. The lady is very successful. And she found 2 major factors. One is those who have been extremely successful academically and otherwise in business and whatever, or those with lot of passion. And those who have the patience to wait for results and not quickly expect anything. In psychology, there is something called the dolphin model of reward, or the one where you wait for a long time, delayed gratification model. So those who believe or who can have that delayed gratification, okay, I'm sure I reached my destination, I reached my goal, I should have the patience, I should persist. Such people normal reasons. Discipline is a fact of verified data. Mathematics builds you that. In fact, I recall one incident. I have a grandnephew who is about 2-3 years older than 3 years older than me. You wanted to finish off a mathematics problem in 5 minutes and say that I got the answer or not got the answer. That fellow was telling me on one day, In Kerala, grandfather is called Tata. Tata, my teacher had given a problem. It took 14 hours to solve a problem. It was so enjoyable. Imagine somebody taking 14 hours to solve a problem and saying it was very enjoyable. Mathematics is a I think no other subject offers you this kind of opportunity with a severe problem. Maybe research career. And just to start personal, high school students have published research papers in England, they are good journals, just like senior science. That is the potential of our present school system. So I wish you all a great future. Future in the sense, I wish you achieve what you want to do. Whatever you be as your own self, don't be put on office with anybody. Your role model should be your own self. We respect all role models, but you don't mark yourself to become someone else. So with these few words, I'm thanking IAPT and all the office bearers for having given me this opportunity. I feel today is a very gratifying day. Thank you, my dear young children. Wish you all great. Thanks everybody for doing this.
Experience is a great teacher, and words coming from experience can inspire you. We are honored to have with us a distinguished academician whose journey inspires many. So I now request Dr. P. Nagaraju, retired professor at Vijaya College, Bengaluru, and former vice president of IAPT to address the matter.
Welcome, Ms. Kara. At the outset, I should call you as young scientist. So because you are all scientists only in my view. So our IAPT president, Professor Kaluwalia, Madam General Secretary Gorpade, Reka Gorpade, Professor B.P. Tadi, and others in the online, and of course, Chief Mentor of Prayoga. He is not only a chief mentor of Prayoga, he is a chief mentor of me also, Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, Professor Manjuna, Dr. Raghavendra, and Dr. Rachita, and rest of others, madam. In fact, I would think some parents have also come. At the first thing, what I would like to tell you is, I don't know whether you heard the name Venkataraman Ramakrishnan. I tell you why I am quoting this name. He did this MSc Physics in Baroda University. After that, he went to England and he was doing the work on biology, DNA molecule and other stuff. He got the Nobel Prize in chemistry. You see the change from physics to biology to chemistry. Why I am telling you that? Because you have taken up mathematics. It doesn't mean that you keep to only mathematics. It contributes a lot. Jayant Narlikar also and recently passed away, but he was a great mathematician, almost like a Nobel laureate. But he has contributed a lot to, because he has worked on astronomy, especially astronomy. You know, it is full of mathematics. And if a student or a teacher is very good in mathematics, and he would be very good in all these subjects. Even for biology, mathematics is very, very important. And that's why I mentioned that when he got the Nobel Prize in 2009, even though he did physics, biology, but finally he got the Nobel Prize in chemistry. Like that, even though you have done mathematics, you want to get in. I wish to become a great scientist. Again, I just want to quote one more recently Padma Shri awardee, Shubha V. Iyengar. And just 2 days back only she was talking about Drishti. And she was working in NAL, she was a scientist of CSIR NAL lab. And she got the Padma Shri award because of inventing Drishti. What is that Drishti? And that Drishti is nothing but an indication for the aeroplane, either at the time of landing or at the time of takeoff, even during fog, rain, heavy rain, even during those heavy conditions, the pilot can take off the aeroplane or land the aeroplane. That is what we have found out in a year along with other people. That only she has been given the Padma Shri Award. That's why I am just mentioning her name because you should also work and you should be able to get some very good award from our nation. That is what I want. Of course, I should thank Professor Rachadan and Raghavendra for giving me an opportunity to meet the young scientists. I should only call you as young scientists. Well, Professor Richard Nagaraj has already mentioned that even though you do mathematics, you can go for cryptography, quantum mechanics. You know, nowadays, quantum computing. Quantum computing cannot be done without the mathematics. So mathematics is a tool for quantum computing if you are very good. And for example, you know, especially in IASC, Dr. Raghavendra knows better than me in IASC what they are doing for the quantum computing. That is 6-qubit computing. In fact, I had an opportunity to visit IASC and I saw that how they are doing the experiment. Before I go that, I just read in one book 100 reasons to become a scientist. What is that? You don't understand the subject just by reading or just by going through the text. We have to do something, and discovery is something more than anything else. So you discover something in future, and I wish you all the best. And again, I thank you, Professor Aluwali and others, especially for giving me an opportunity. I will continue to work with Raghavendra and Achyuta. Wish you. Thank you.
Mathematics is a discipline that shapes logical thinking and problem solving. Hearing from an expert in this field is always enlightening. We are fortunate to have such guidance today. I invite Dr. Manjunath, Professor, Department of Mathematics, IASC, to share.
Was not expecting this. But today's guidance idea to give or without the chocolate book. Start giving consent. But the good thing about your is you will know all of us. No harm in that. So I will not tell you what to do, what to say. I don't know. One of the things, so a couple of things I can say for me, what was useful, I was the regional math Olympiad, not the national one, but because of the camp. So me, the most useful thing that I got to know during the camp was there was some place called ISI, and then I can go and study now. Now, this was, I think this is the single most important decision. You don't have to go to, I'm not saying go to ISI or do mathematics. Whatever you want to do, as Professor has said. But the key point is that I would not have learned mathematics otherwise. There is no way. At that time, there were only 2 serious mathematics programs. It's not that no one else became mathematics, but there were only 2 mathematics programs in undergraduate level at that time. ISI, VSTAT, and IIT Kanpur. Today, there are a great number of other programs, mathematics and also science. So, one is we should be aware of it and try to go there. If it is of interest, go either mathematics or physics or science. I would say go to the best place you can. Go to people who actually do science, mathematics, whatever. You will learn from them. After 4 years, you will find that they are not good enough. Then you go to another better place and you will become better than them. That's the way to go. Okay, so you extract, if you feel like a parasite, extract all the good possible from one place, move on to the next best place. That's what we do. That's what I would say. But today, this knowledge of what, where to go, what, etc., is available easily. Right? Is quite aware. Some of your friends who have less exposure will not be aware. So, to like very much, for example, mathematics, ISI, CMI are two places. To have more broad and so on, then places like ISEHSS, IASC, they give you a broader education. So that is one thing. I think that is probably the good decision. Where you go and with whom you learn, that will be good. The only other small point I make is you will have very good exposure to many things, mathematics. So I will only say all of it is very good. This is as good exposure as mathematics can get. So I will only emphasize what is going to be a little different, what the exposure doesn't improve. All this, most of what you are doing is problem solving and so on, which is what you can do at this time, which is good. But in a way, the slight difference is, I think this was said more educatively by Professor Abhaya. The actual doing of mathematics would be more like a marathon. This is more like your training for a school. So problems don't get solved. You have to stay for a long time. Some problem, and so that patience. I have seen some Olympiad people do not manage to make the transition, and they don't like it. But this is one thing that is a little different from what you are doing. Problems. There is no guarantee that a problem has a solution. There is no guarantee there is a quick solution, and there is absolutely no guarantee that you will find it. Yes, so this is the uncertainty of research, and that's where you will come. So these are some small differences which you will learn. But anyway, as I said, there is not much for me to say. So good luck with whatever you wish to do. Think about which way you are headed so that you make some good decisions.
We added a great different perspective for the children to learn. Celebrating excellence is an important part of any academic journey. It encourages students to push boundaries and achieve more. Let us now recognize some outstanding performances. I invite Dr. Srivatsa for the special prize announcements.
Just a brief on the idea of this crisis. They've done 10-day camp here, and they have been interacting with faculty and themselves. And there was one assessment done in the middle, which is a set of questions that they have searched eventually. And the second assessment happened yesterday with like some of the lectures that we saw. Some questions, key questions were given, and had to collaborate and find a solution. After finding the solution, they had to explain it to the audience, their friends, and who was faculty there. And based on all these, the final top three of them have been chosen to give away this additional prizes. So with that brief, let me nothing else to remember, but let me read down not the okay. Some suspense is always good, right? Okay. Yeah. So the first, as usual, we on down habits. So the top three prizes. So the third prize goes to Arohan Chatterjee. And the second prize goes to Laksh Gar. But anticipated the first prize goes to unanswered.
Congratulations, Dr. Buddies. Gratitude is the finest expression of respect and acknowledgement. It reminds us that every successful event is a collective effort. As we come to the close of this camp, let us take a moment to thank all those who made it possible. I now invite Dr. M.K. Raghavendra to propose to.
Good afternoon to all of you. Also, people who have present. We have taken a long time, and there is actually a time that we have marked for it. I don't know how much time I have been, but I try to be very short. In fact, this is the first of the programs of IAPT, which is connecting for the students who have especially been selected through program. So we were also basically thinking how would it really go, how is it really manage, and we were worried about how will be the motivation level of the students, especially when you don't have another, say, stage where they have to clear and maybe selection of a team or some prizes. We were thinking how will they really, we would say congratulations to students because they really came because they had interest in mathematics and they wanted to know much more. Therefore, my first thanks to all the students. In fact, we are ready to host another camp also next year. The students are ready. And also, I should thank all the chief guests who came today. As usual, we actually told many of them only 3 days before, 2 days before, but still they all agreed to come. It actually shows their love for IAPT and a program of IAPT. So thank you so much, Dr. Nagaraj. Thank you so much, Nagaraj sir. And also thanks, Manjunath sir. I know it may not really be very comfortable for you in program like you, but thanks so much for really coming. And also, there's a wonderful session that we had on probability. The simplicity with which he was trying to explain and bring home the idea of random probability is extremely useful. So really, thanks a lot. Okay. And we should also thank Mr. Gulwalia for the constant support and the innovative program that we actually comes up with. And all the time encouraging and making sure that such programs come on. Thank you so much, sir, for attending the program. Also, thanks to Rekha ma'am. Rekha ma'am, in fact, is we always feel that she is part of our team. In the junior science OCSE, she is always there with us. Now, because her mother is not well, she is not able to come here. Otherwise, we would have definitely called her to this program as well. Because we feel something missing without her, in fact, with that. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming actually long time. You've been, in fact, taking care of ill mother and she's really suffering from. In spite of that, you came. Thank you so much. And when I was talking to a lot of students here, they were saying, sir, there is a physics camp going on in Jaipur, and you know, famous people are coming, and people like Professor Gabby are coming and staying there in this camp, but they're not coming to the maths camp. Look, he is here today, go online. And thank you, Jackie sir, for all the support that you gave us, and also the trust that you had that we could do actually a math camp in Bangalore. Thank you so much for that. And also, the side of Professor Gandhi was actually Dinesh Datta. He was also quite instrumental in making sure that this program happens in a very structured way. So special thanks also for. I have a big list of people whom I should thank. But one good thing that happened is everyone who spoke before me thanked them.
So I will say my words also of thanks in fact are due to them. First is of course the DBS management. As I told you in the previous program, I have been in fact encouraging for all the IAPT activities. So therefore, special thanks to them. And then also thanks to my extremely good friend and also the person with whom I can do perhaps any kind of camp. Professor Achita. Thanks so much for really standing behind and making sure this place in fact becomes ready first of all, and also making sure that this program goes on very well. It is a big effort from Achita. Maybe one more round of applause for his class. And you all know that Srivastava sir was sitting like you all in the class and also writing down the notes. And his notes is also similar to your notes now. He has a book. And what is that actually helped us is in making sure that we prepare the tutorial sheets, we prepare in fact the tests and the examinations, and all the grading that basically was done was by this method. So, yeah, please, sir, please. Should be there because whatever said and done when we say physics people know mathematics, our maths knowledge we only know. And therefore we thought it should really be a mathematician with us to curate this whole program. Really thankful to them. There were 4 girls in fact in this group. Okay, and we were happy that 4 girls were there. But they also made one important addition that we could is to have one in fact a lady teacher to be also present so that if there is some issue, so and for that Anaga ma'am was there all the time. Giving us all the work we take in fact here and then helped us in all the aspects, not just in fact only about the program. She was quite useful in coordinating this program along with us. Thank you so much. And also for today's behind the scenes there are a lot of people who work. Such people in fact are Yuvraj and then Manish Smith. Ready to help anytime. Thanks so much. And apart from that, we had to bring professors from, say, Bangalore to this place. Not all the time we were available. And therefore, we had actually one person by name Srinivas Mukherjee. He is not a driver. He is not, in fact, from a travel agency. He actually has a car. Perhaps that's the only mistake that he had. He had a car. And we made use of. And he's actually the office in charge in Java Sangha. And now there's a little gap, there's no classes going on. So he was available and he was so helpful in actually bringing people from Bangalore and also Sahara to take her to Chalakan. Special thanks to Suru. And if you have seen, there was also one person by name Ravi Kumar, okay, who was there watching you all till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night. Yeah, making sure that go back to your bed. And he was there from morning till evening, helping us in through all these things. And also special thanks to Ravi Kumar. This program would not have been possible but for one person by name Ram Timai. I don't know whether you people interacted with him. Wonderful person, he was so taking about plants and has been taking care of the center for a long time. Okay, yesterday he made you all plant the sampling. He is actually Ram Timai. And he is there all the time here. He takes care of this whole devices. And for whatever help that we needed, for whatever things that we needed, he was there with us. Okay, so special thanks to Ram Timai. And the 3 people who are there also to make sure that this place in practice kept me special thanks to them. Actually, names are I don't have the names also. I was going through the feedback that you all gave. One issue that we all have to really settle is the food. But that's something which is very tricky. Okay, as sir was saying, the probability of making sure that all the students like one food is almost 0. So there are so many different cuisines, so many tastes. Every 15 kilometers, the food habits change in India. And India being such a diverse country, and say making sure that the East Indians like the South Indian and the North Indian liking this food is very difficult task. But I think we have sort of done. That is the only place where there is actually some people who say is not really very good.
But majority of them still say very good.
patients.
So, but majority of them still been in fact so kind to say that it has been good, food that has been served. And for that, we have 3 people to really thank. They were there all the time for us, resulted. And getting actually food outside in a place like this is very, very difficult. Because they were there all the time, we didn't have problem of that. It's Girish, Sudarshan, and I hope parents are all okay now. We've had so many queries, so many issues initially. You said, bus buying impacts, they're all coming on stage. But I would like to tell you, wonderful kids. The mathematics skill is one part, but the way they in fact conducted themselves in the campus, exemplary. So really, you're all blessed to have children over. They can stay in any place and then do mathematics. So don't worry. So thanks to all the parents for trusting them to giving them here 10 days. So we have made arrangement to take them also back to the place where they go to. That also will be possible. But those who want to take them now also is fine after the launch. So thanks parents for really making sure that. So with this, I think we have thanked everyone, isn't it? So once again, thanks everyone. Keep this, the people who are online, students, parents, and the organizers. Thank you.
One person, that's all. Thank the person who thanked us. Thank you. With the coordinator of this entire program. So whenever he shoulders any responsibility, we will make sure that the moment he has actually shouldered that, it is actually done in a very perfect way and in a very different way also. Okay, so he has been always, instrumental in such kind of camps being held in Bangalore or in other places also. So thank you. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We will all, so we will all in fact go for lunch now. So please all of you join us to lunch. After that, the bus will be there for us to go back to.
So immediately after lunch, pack your bags, keep everything ready, and then we immediately start.
Thanks, Raghavendra ji. Thank you very much.